Hey guys, Matt Bell with Electric Violin Shop. Want to talk to you today about 5-string violins. Yes, it's a thing. I know there's been a lot of jokes and stuff flying around on the internet about if it's got more than 4 strings, it's not real. What's that weird violin viola thing, right? And it's funny, it's funny to laugh about that sort of thing, but honestly, a 5-string violin is really a thing, okay? A lot of people want to ask, what is that 5th string? Is it a high B or something? No, man, violins are screechy enough already. Nobody wants to go higher than E, trust me. So what this is, this 5th string is in fact a C from the viola. It's not a viola string, it's actually a violin C. It's the correct scale length so you can intonate. If you try to put a viola C on a violin, it's not going to intonate properly. There are several manufacturers that make that C string that you can use. D'Addario, Dogal, Parastro, Sensacor, Tomastic. Those are all available at our website, electricviolinshop.com. Why would you necessarily want a 5-string violin? Well, improvisers really like the extended range. It's so nice to be able to come down It's really nice to have that extra range when you're improvising. A lot of times if you're playing in a church setting, they may change keys on you. And a lot of times it's because the singer's voice is kind of worn out after several services and they're going, listen, I'm just going to capo down one. Well, if you were already using your open G, well, all of a sudden we got to start turning everything around. Having access to that lower register is really nice. If you are still in the classical business and you're mostly reading sheet music as your job, having this allows you to cover violin and viola parts. So maybe there's a call on a gig and they go, hey, we need some violinists. You get there and it turns out, well, we actually need a violist. Well, if you are a violist and you can read alto clef, you can still work a viola job with your 5-string violin. So it gives you access to more jobs, more money. It's a good thing, right? I also feel like I get a tone improvement on this. One of the nice things is I can actually vibrato my G. Something you can't do on a 4-string violin. But I feel like underneath my chin, underneath my ear, I can feel and hear that C string resonating as sort of a sympathetic vibration. So I feel like a 4-string violin and a 5-string, if I play like the same model, if I was to grab a Realist 4, I can hear a difference. I just think there's a little more bottom end in these, just because you can hear that C string is sitting there vibrating as you're playing the other strings. So there are several reasons maybe to think about a 5-string violin. Improv, extended range gives you access to violin and viola parts. And then to me, I just feel like I've got a warmer, fatter sound because I've got that C string sitting there shaking. Why would you maybe not want a 5-string? Well, I mean, the neck is a little wider, the string spacing is a little tighter, and the angles are a little different. So if that's a thing that, making a small adjustment in your angles and your spacing, if I want to go diving into my G string, I've got a 4-string and I'm used to diving into that G string, sometimes that C might sort of, maybe it's going to feel like it's in my way. So I've got to sort of get used to not diving so hard into that G string because I do have a C underneath that I don't want to hit. So it's a minor adjustment. I feel with maybe, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 hours on a 5-string, which for most of you is just a couple days of practice time. Your brain and your body figure that out pretty fast. But if that's an issue for you, if you've got, big fat fingers, which sometimes mine feel like they are, sometimes that can be an issue for a 5-string because the string spacing is a little bit tighter. You can still play Bach partitas on these, but it's a little bit tighter on string spacing. So if that's a problem for you, maybe a 5-string's not right for you. And then sometimes there's cats who just honestly don't like a C string. Ross Holmes, one of the top fiddle players in the country. Zach Brock, who's one of the top jazz violinists in the country. Both of those guys have played 5-strings and have said, nah, I think 4 strings for me. In fact, Zach did tour with a 5 for a long time and then went back to a 4. So yeah, it's a personal preference thing, but most of the people that I talk to who try a 5, they want to keep it. So I just want to let you know that that's basically the quick version of what a 5-string violin is, why you might want one, why you might not want one, and that's a little bit of an idea of whether a 5-string violin might be right for you.